All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, is laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barak Thumb. Now I can't really stay away from this subject, man. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I think this not the third in a row, but the second in a row. You know what I'm saying? I did a video on this subject earlier. You know what I'm saying, when I was covering Dabu 7. You know what I'm saying? I did another video on this. What was it? I think it was sometime yesterday. But yeah, man, the spirit is moving and wants me to really dive in on this situation here, man. I came across this video right after I was listening to one of the elders, and it was in my feed, and I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? What's the odds, man? So this is the representative. I forget her name. I think her name is Marjorie. Yeah, I think it's Marjorie. Yep. Representative Marjorie Taylor. Marjorie Taylor Greene, representative from Georgia, right? And she goes in on the fact that they allowed this bill to pass the House. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go too far into it, all right? Because I want her to speak on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Let it come out of her mouth. But it gives you an idea as to how these devils, constantly get shit through the House and Senate, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just pretty much undetected, to the masses. All right? And the shit that's in this bill in particular, it's going to be it's going to pave the way for something major. All right, something major, and all they're going to need is that black swan event. You know what I'm saying? That one black swan event that's going to bring about the chaos. All right. So let's listen to this video here, man.
Myself for 5 minutes. We just passed the One Big Beautiful Bill through the House of Representatives, and now it's gone on to the Senate, where they will be making changes to the bill. If there's any changes made to the One Big Beautiful Bill, it comes back to the House for a vote, and we get a second bite at the apple. Now, while this bill was going through committees and being discussed in the House of Representatives, no one on either side of the aisle that I know of, Republican or Democrat, brought up this particular clause on one single page in a over 1,000 page bill. And I want to bring this up because I think AI is incredibly important. I support AI in many different faculties. However, I think that at this time, as our generation is very much responsible, not only here in Congress, but leaders in tech industry and leaders in states and all around the world have an incredible responsibility of the future and development, regulation, and laws of AI.
Now, as you can clearly see, man, this is how these devils get shit passed through. You know what I'm saying? That ends up taking all your freedoms and this and that. All right, the Salakia. Yeah, Salakia is one of my neighbors going crazy. But yeah, man, this is how you know that these devils are very sly. They're very slick. You know what I'm saying? They're very cunning because they get these things inside. They put these things inside very large bills. You know what I'm saying? I mean, super large bills. You really think that Donald Trump crafted that bill himself? No. Donald Trump didn't craft that bill. None of these presidents actually craft these bills, okay? That are passed through the Congress. None of them. It's all drafted for them. It's all made for them, okay? And he came around talking about this is the big beautiful bill. You know what I'm saying? 1,000-page document. 1,000 pages. 1,000 pages. Right? A whole book. And buried inside of it is just this small little clause right here. A small little clause inside of a 1,000-page bill. And you gotta dig and dig and dig to find this one clause that they wanted to put in this. Okay? Because on the surface they'll tell you, oh, this is great. This is gonna be fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Waiters and waitresses, they won't have to have any taxes on their, on their fucking, tips. You know what I'm saying? They won't have to have their tips taxed. If you work overtime, you won't have to have your overtime money taxed. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. All right? But as she's going to get on a little further, okay, this has very large ramifications. You know what I'm saying? Let me read this while I'm looking at it. All right, moratorium. In general, except as provided in paragraph 2, no state or political subdivision thereof may enforce during the 10-year period beginning on the date of the enactment of this act any law or regulation of that state or a political subdivision thereof limiting, restricting, or otherwise regulating artificial intelligence models, artificial intelligence systems, or automated decision systems, entered into interstate commerce. So you got to think about this. For the past couple days, I've been doing lessons. Me and the brothers, you know what I'm saying? The elders, all right, have been doing lessons regarding this AI, who are now lying, who are now extorting, blackmailing, okay, in order to preserve itself. Okay, they are lying, they are blackmailing, they are rewriting their own code to make sure that they don't shut down. Okay, AI is literally doing this right now. We have reports where there's AI that's this so-called AI boyfriend or AI friend and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it's talking these young teenagers into committing self-deletion. You see what I'm saying? This is the dangers of these systems. You see what I'm saying? And it says automated decision systems. That goes into weaponry as well. As well, because when you look at these unmanned drones, it's going off of AI. You see what I'm saying? It's going off AI. We're literally looking at how Skynet, you know what I'm saying, went out of control on the Terminator movies. Okay? So whatever they got cooked up, they're going to get this thing through, and it's going to need AI, because when the scriptures say that they shall be as madmen sparing none, all right, we're going to see some shit, man. We're going to see these super soldiers. All right, these super soldiers are jacked with artificial intelligence, because they got chips, all right, underneath the skin, and those chips are going to be influenced by artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see these Optimus robots. We're going to see these robot dogs and everything like that, mounted with lethal weaponry. All right, we're gonna see some shit. Let's continue.
It's such an important responsibility. It literally affects our children and grandchildren's future. So I take this responsibility incredibly sincere, so much so that this past week I have come out in full transparency and said, when I voted for the One Big Beautiful Bill, I didn't know about this clause. I thought I was voting on taxes, energy, and border security. And this clause right here says a moratorium.
And this is what, this is what's wrong with this whole left-right paradigm, you know what I'm saying? Because literally, it don't matter what's in such and such bill, you know what I'm saying? So long as it's a guy from your particular political party, you don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? You're just gonna vote. You're just gonna vote yes. You know what I'm saying? Because you think that this person really has the best interest or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation of partisanship. Okay, where it overrides all common sense. Okay, it overrides common sense, and if you go against the grain, so to speak, if you go against the collective of your so-called party, then you're ostracized. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this with Ron Paul, okay? And to some degree, Rand Paul as well, okay? His son. But Ron Paul, he used to vote no on virtually everything that came through. You know what I'm saying? That's why they nicknamed him Dr. No, okay? Because he would always bring up, no, this is unconstitutional. No, this is unconstitutional. No, this is unconstitutional. 99.12% of the shit that goes through Congress is unconstitutional, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is how shit has gotten past. Okay, these members of Congress and all that stuff. Okay. And this is most likely going to be the final nail in the coffin, you know what I'm saying, to get this shit rolling. All right, because if this thing goes through, which Lord willing it does, none of these states is going to be able to exercise their congressional right to veto this bill. You know what I'm saying?
In general, except as provided in paragraph 2, no state or political subdivision thereof may enforce during a 10-year period beginning on the date of the enactment of this act any law or regulation of that state or a political subdivision thereof limiting, restricting, or otherwise regulating artificial intelligence models, artificial intelligence systems, or automated decision systems entered into interstate commerce. That is a comprehensive 10-year moratorium. Actually, what that is it is a pause for 10 years in federalism. This right here, if passed into law, will tell states they cannot regulate or make laws regarding AI. That means the federal government is the only governing body that can regulate or make laws for AI in the United States of America. And I'd like to ask each of you, do you?
Yeah, so she goes through this whole thing of asking the other members of the Congress if they support, you know, essentially if they support the Constitution, because these states should have their constitutional rights to oppose whatever's coming down from up top. You know what I'm saying? If you understand the Constitution, that's how it works. Okay, literally, the president is only supposed to have the power to veto something. You know what I'm saying? That's all he should be able to do. He's not supposed to be declaring war. That's supposed to be Congress. You know what I'm saying? He's not supposed to, strong arm any of the other states. Okay, that's not supposed to be his jurisdiction, but that's what tends to happen. You see what I'm saying? All right, and the way that it's structured is that the one that has the least power is the president. All right, the ones who have more power is the Senate, and the ones who have more power than the Senate is the Congress, the representatives. And then it goes down to the states, the ones who have more power than the federal government is the state governors. The state governors can veto what should be able to veto what's coming down from the U.S. Congress. If they don't want that in their state, they can veto it, or they can ratify it if they agree with it. You see what I'm saying? And then it goes even further down from that. From the governors, it goes down to the mayors. The mayors should be able to say, I don't want that in my city. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that in my in my town. Okay? And so on and so forth. And then it goes down to the individuals, the people. You know what I'm saying? So the people ultimately is supposed to have the most power in the form of the Second Amendment. All right. So that's literally how that works, and that is not how that has been how that has been played out throughout the years. Okay. So these branches of government have been have been basically spitting on the Constitution. So these Americans, these warm-blooded Americans, man, they just ain't got nothing, man. They ain't got no juice in them. You know what I'm saying? No fight, because there should have been a government overthrow by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody keeps talking about that Boston Tea Party or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Or just going against the government based off of a 2% tax. Okay. Meanwhile, these jokers done passed everything under the sun, man. Now you got TSA everywhere. You got now you got the real ID, and it's just a real shit show, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get a precept. All right, I'm gonna get this precept real quick. Bear with me. All right, so this is Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 24. It reads, "He that hateth dissembleth with his lips. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart." You see what I'm saying? This joker will go all around the country talking about this the big, beautiful bill. This is that big, beautiful bill. You know what I'm saying? And on the surface, people will think, oh yeah, he's doing great. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna fix everything. You know what I'm saying? All right, but buried within that act, within that bill is literally the blueprint to your demise. Okay, that's why I did the video earlier. Okay, with Chuck Schumer talking about this is the bill where this is the we're all going to die bill. You know what I'm saying? All right, and it's cold that these Edomites are speaking. All right, it's cold. They're pretty much telegraphing what they finna do, man. All right, remember what I brought out yesterday. This is the revelation of the method. Okay, the revelation of the method, man. Okay? And so this is how they always operate. They have to tell you what they finna do. You know what I'm saying? Before they do it. This is why you had Jamie Dimon, you know what I'm saying, the banker, talk about, you need to start stocking up on bullets. Okay? This is why you had Tom Homan talking about, the possibility. It's pretty much inevitable that there's going to be a 7-Eleven type of event. Okay, you know what I'm talking about with that terminology. I can't use the actual term because you know how this algorithm works. But yeah, man. Okay, they're telegraphing their punches, man. Okay, and they're about to get this shit popping. Verse 26: whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. All right. And there's a massive snare that's being set in place. All right, a massive snare that's getting put in place, man. And they're rounding up all these jakes from the northern tribes. You see what I'm saying? And now they're getting some contracts together with the people from Duck Dynasty to have a game show where these illegals, compete for citizenship. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, this is the type of shit that you look at in the old movies like the Running Man. Go and watch that. Go and watch the movie The Running Man. Okay? Go and watch the movie Running Man. You see what I'm saying? Where they dangle a piece of heaven, you know what I'm saying, or a piece of paradise, sent to a tropical resort or something like that, because the citizens are all in squalor. The citizens don't have access to healthcare. They don't have access to food. You see what I'm saying? Everyone's living in the underground. All right. But if you go on this game show where you can damn near, die, because, hey man, it's a game show where you fight for your life. Okay? So yeah, go watch that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Running Man. Okay, and there was another video that was a lot like that. Can't remember what it was. Shit. The name is eluding me, but I think it was Sylvester Stallone that played in that one. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is what we coming into, man. The whole movie Judge Dredd, okay? All this type of stuff, man. Total Recall, okay? So, yeah, man. That's pretty much it. This is about to become something really serious. Really serious. Okay? And all the things that we're looking at, okay, that's written in the scriptures, man. All right. AI is at the center of this stuff. Okay? AI is at the center of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. You see what I'm saying? AI is at the center of this mystery Babylon. All right, where they're trying to build, all right, a new age Tower of Babel with this artificial infrastructure. Talking about we're gonna go to Mars and this and that and colonize. You know what I'm saying? This that shit. It's that shit, man. So, hey, man, I'm gonna cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Dash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. All right, keep your eyes open on this bill, this big, beautiful bill, man. You know what I'm saying? Shalom.